Now, when you decided to do crime thriller, did you think that you would have a difficult time finding your audience? If you had an opportunity to co-write a book with any author in any genre,
Hmm.
which author and which genre would it be?
I really wanted to show how her obsession was escalating.
That
Yeah.
did it. That did it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mic'd Up Podcast. My name is Kaya. I am your host. I am also an author, an entrepreneur, and a poet. And today we are welcoming back to the podcast the author of the Show You No Mercy series and the author of her new book, Say I Do. We have author Kimberly Powell in the building. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm so excited because I
I'm
had fun
excited
on our
too.
last one.
All right,
So I'm excited about this one.
we're gonna keep that energy going. First of all, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming back. You were here last year, and we talked about your book, Show You No Mercy, and like I said, the Say I Do book, we're definitely going to get into that because that needs to be gotten into. It certainly does. So we're going to jump right into the Q&A and then we're going to have our book discussion. So the first time you were here, we talked about your author journey. Can you let people know who haven't seen you before or read your work, how you became an author? Like, how did you start?
Okay, so I started when I was very young. I wrote little stories here and there, just like little two-page stories when I got bored. I also wrote my first, I wouldn't say official book. It was more so just me writing in a notebook, writing a story that was on my mind, and I let all my friends read it and they liked it. I don't know where that notebook is now. I need to go find it because there might be a story I could write.
Mhm.
But that was like in high school, and then life just happened. I went to college, I started working. I was like, I'll put this to the side.
Right.
But it wasn't until the pandemic when I was working from home and I had way more time on my hands that I was just like, let me see, what can I come up with right now?
Mhm.
Like, and it wasn't even me thinking, oh, I'm going to publish this book. It was just like, oh, let me write this book because it's just on my heart.
Right.
And when I joined Book Talk and I seen all of these beautiful Black indie authors, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could do that too. So that's when I was really like, let me take this serious and write this book and just put it out there to the world. If you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. As I'm happy I wrote it and I didn't like procrastinate or talk myself out of it.
Right.
So since I wrote those first three books, you already know I've been
Yeah.
writing, child.
Right. And
Yeah.
so, for those of you who don't know, Kim writes in the crime thriller genre. So, how did you get interested in that genre?
I just love cop shows and cop movies. And I like anything that got to do with shooting and whatnot.
Mhm.
I love all of that. So I really wanted to show that in the my first book that I wrote. That just my love for crime. I'm not a
Mm.
criminal, but
Right.
I do enjoy the cat and mouse, the cop chasing the criminal or whatever. Like I
Right.
love those kind of movies and things like that, and I really wanted to show that in my books.
Now, when you decided to do crime thriller, did you think that you would have a difficult time finding your audience?
I think so. Yes, only because with book talk it's a whole lot of romance and things like
Hmm.
that. So it was kind of hard to get out of that part of book talk. I had to
Right.
try to shift over to the thriller side. Like it took me a while, but I do feel like now I've definitely found an audience for my books. And that's because I read romance, so that's because I was so stuck in that part of book talk. I
Right.
was like, damn, I got to get out of here
Right.
so that my readers could find me. But now I have a mixture. So now I could see the books that I like to read, but also promote my books to people who want to read like crime thrillers or any kind of thriller books that I write.
Okay. Now, on Book Talk, do you find that the audience is just as big as the romance audience?
No, it's
Or
actually smaller. It is. And I feel like it hasn't been until recently that people have been paying more attention to thriller books, which I'm excited about. I'm hoping one day somebody does a thriller fest so that we can have our own little thing. But yeah, the romance section is definitely a lot bigger. I mean, because who don't love love?
Right. Right.
So, but yeah, recently I definitely noticed a lot more people getting more into thriller.
Right. But even in your books, even though it's not in the genre of romance, you still have some romance love elements entwined in your stories. So it's not all crime and killing and all that, but you know, it's actual so you have that in there. I think it's a good mix. It adds a balance, a good balance in there. Let's see. What do you think is the most common misconceptions people have about thrillers? Because as you mentioned, the romance genre you find that it's much bigger than the thriller genre. So why do you think personally that genre, like the misconceptions of it?
So the misconceptions of thriller, why it's like has a big audience?
Why do you think it's not bigger?
I don't know. I feel like people don't realize that, there's a lot of Black authors that write thriller. Like not every Black author writes only romance, and I feel like people tend to stray away from it because they don't really understand or see where we're going with this. I know a lot of times people love a happy ending. Sorry, there will never be a happy ending in any of my books. Love you guys, but it's not gonna happen. So I get it. People love a happy ending. So people may stray away from a thriller because maybe they get anxious or get nervous, or maybe they start thinking damn, this might possibly happen to me. So, and I'm here to tell you, it can't happen. So be careful,
girl.
So it could possibly do to that too, because I understand. Sometimes I'll read a book, I'm like, oh, I wanted to end a little bit happier, but it is what it is, But I do think if people really try to get into it, they'll see we actually telling a real story.
Yes.
Things like this are happening right now, and y'all need to wake up so y'all can be street smart.
Right. Yeah. So how do you stay motivated with knowing, hold on, how can I ask this? Because people have these misconceptions about crime thrillers, and the audience isn't as big and as boisterous as it is in, let's say, romance or urban fiction. How do you stay motivated to keep writing, even though you realize that your work may not reach that bigger crowd?
I stay motivated because I just love writing these books. I'm really writing the books for myself. I hope you like it, but I know I like it. So that's just what it is. I truly enjoy writing thrillers. Because for me personally, when I'm reading a thriller or even watching a thriller movie, I like the anxiety of it. Oh my God, what is about to happen? And I get so nervous, but I'm I can't stop now. I done made it this far. No. I gotta keep going to make it to the end. So that's I'm really writing for me and that little girl inside me that always wanted to be, write books.
Yeah, I'm the exact opposite. If something gives me anxiety, I have to stop it. I can't watch stuff even with your book. I was like, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I had to stop because my anxiety I'm just the opposite. Even with movies, if something's you feel something's getting ready to happen, it's building up and click, I will click it off. I cannot.
You don't miss the best part.
It's I have to build myself up before I go back to it. I can't just sit there and watch it. I'm definitely one of those people. But the stories be so good though, because you want to see what happens and you want to see how things unfold. But for me, I just gotta take a breath sometimes. Okay. Yeah, she about to go in that room. Oh no, something about to happen. I just start freaking. I start freaking out.
I love every bit of that.
Oh no. Did you see Sinners? That just reminds.
Listen, I saw it 2 times. Okay. Let me tell you, I had to. I loved it.
I was about to say that definitely seems like that was right up your alley right
it is.
there. Yeah, for sure. So let me ask you, since the last time we spoke, which is about a year ago, do you feel that your writing has evolved in any way?
So definitely, like I was just talking about this earlier too. I've definitely noticed a big difference in my writing. Like especially like even when I went back and looked at Show You No Mercy and looking at Say I Do, I'm like, oh my God, these are two different authors.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I'm just like really proud of how far I've come. And it's November this year is gonna make 3 years that I've been an author. So I'm just like I'm glad that I feel like I'm now starting to get like find my niche of how I like to write, and I
Right,
love it. So I definitely think that I've definitely evolved. I mean, I'm still learning, of course, and
right.
there's still more things that I need to learn and do. But I feel like it's just a huge difference from my first book to this fourth one, and I'm like so proud of myself.
Well, good. Congratulations on your
Thank
fourth book
you.
also. And I think that writing is ever evolving. I don't think that you ever land in a spot and be like, okay, this is how I'm gonna write. That's it.
Yeah.
So I feel like the some of the best writers are the ones who recognize that you always have room to grow, to
Yeah.
learn, to expand. And I think that's what can separate a good writer from a great writer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing bad about nobody. I'm just, I don't want nobody to say nothing to me, but you know what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think that makes a difference. So would you consider writing in a different genre?
Yes. I do love sci-fi,
Mm.
and I do have an idea for it. I just haven't written it yet, or I haven't like wrote out the whole idea because I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie because
Why?
I don't know nothing about no sci-fi book.
Oh,
so,
gotcha.
so that's why I'm like, I really want to read more sci-fi and like do my research on what it takes to write those kind of books because those books are long as hell and I have a short attention span. So I'm just like, I really want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence with that because I want to write that genre the way it's supposed to be written. I mean, I may add my own little thriller-ish
Right,
into
right,
it,
right.
of course, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right by those readers that love sci-fi. But I definitely would want to.
Okay. I think that is great. And we talked about it last time that you
Mhm.
actually take time to research
Yeah.
what you're doing and you want to be better and get better. So I think last time you said you took like a course or something
Yeah, I did.
on writing.
I did like a Udemy course. I did a few Udemy courses. I did some writing workshops, like creative writing. So
Mhm.
that was definitely very helpful, especially with writing my newest book, Say I Do. So I've definitely learned a lot from those courses, as well as just reading a whole bunch of like books and things like that. So it's working for me right now.
Okay. Um, okay. Here is a question I'm very interested in. Now, if you had an opportunity to co-write a book with any author in any genre,
Mm-hmm.
which author and which genre would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. All right, so I'm gonna pick two.
Okay.
So of course, S.A. Cosby.
Oh,
He writes
okay.
crime thriller. Yes, and I would want to. Who would I want to? Because there's a lot of other horror thriller Black women authors that I would love to collab with.
Mhm.
One of them I would definitely say would have to be what's J.R. Mason. I love her. She's
Okay.
amazing. She wrote How to Unalive Your Neighbor.
Oh,
I really like that book. She has another book coming out called How to Unalive Your Coworker. So
girl, is it actually say unalive? Is it
it's the other word.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
other word.
Okay. Well, thank you for that.
Yes. I would like to collab with somebody on like a dark romance where I could add my little thriller-ish, but then, also add a little romance. Because like you said, I do dibble and dabble
Yes.
with a tiny bit of romance. So I
Yes.
would want to collab with an author on a dark romance. I just it's so many I can't really even pick right now.
Okay. But I think that thriller, now that I'm thinking about it, the themes in thriller books come from some type of love that probably went wrong anyway.
Yes.
So there's always some type of romantic element in there. Well, not always, but most times there's some type of romantic element in there anyway. And I'm just speaking of like the shows that I watch or the movies that I've seen.
Yeah,
it's always somebody. Oh, you done did this, okay, and that's it. It's just
exactly
one thing. It just snap.
Exactly.
Now here's another question. I don't think we got into before, like what you actually do for your 9 to 5, your 9 to 5 job. But let me ask you this. If you had an opportunity to be a full-time author, would you do it?
Yes. If I'm making the same amount of money I make at work or more, yes, I would.
Right. Now tell people what you are. Are you comfortable telling people?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am a social worker, a licensed social worker. I work in the mental health field. I do individual and group therapy.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
For 4 years.
4 years?
Yes.
Now, in me reading the new book, that was in my mind, because I'm just like, okay, I'm sure that some of these things you have encountered to some degree. Obviously you can't say but it's just like, I'm sure this is like bits and pieces being taken away.
Absolutely. Cause so like there's a part of the book which I'm sure you learned like what her issue was. So I've definitely had many clients with that same issue.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, let me go here and think about what this person did. I'm like, I'm gonna take that out and I'm gonna take that out and give it to this character.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. Because of your work, being in social work, you help people who have, I don't know how to say it, mental
health issues.
Yes. Okay, mental health issues. I want to make sure I'm saying it correctly. You help people who have mental health issues. How do you decompress from that at the end of the day? Because you're really taking a lot in. How do you balance that?
So when I leave work, I leave work. I am no longer a social worker once I turn that computer off. I am Kimberly. I'm about to go find me something to eat, read a book. I'm thinking about my next vacation. Like I try my best not to take any of that with me. There have been times where things have happened and I will go home and I'm like, oh my God, what a day. But then I'm like, okay, let me find something to think about, something else. Maybe let me read a book. Let me watch my favorite show. Let me find something good to eat. Like I just try my best to not bring any of that energy home with me, because then I'm gonna take it out on the people that live here.
Got it. Okay, here we go. All right, so you have the writing going on. You're releasing books, writing. That's great. One thing I want to talk about that I enjoy that you do is your YouTube channel. I enjoy your YouTube channel.
Thank you.
I want you to continue making content. You are hilarious.
Thank you.
It is so enjoyable to watch you just, navigating through the day. So what made you decide to, pick up the camera and start showing people your life as an author?
I just feel like, because there's so many things that happen in my day, and I just be randomly talking to myself, and I be cracking myself up, and I think that I'm funny. So I was like, the world needs to see the entertainment that I have in me. And I do feel like sometimes with like social media, I sometimes like kind of stray away from like showing my personality, which I don't know why I do that. So I was just like, creating this YouTube channel allows me to just like be myself and not feel pressure to like be this certain standard of how you should act on social media. I don't know, maybe that's just me and what I think. But I definitely felt like with TikTok and Instagram, I wasn't really being the real Kimberly.
Gotcha.
So like when I created this YouTube channel, I was just like, I'm gonna let these people see the raw, unfiltered craziness that goes on during my day and how I act. Like, so even with me recording myself driving, I have very bad road rage and I'll go cuss people out. And I'm like, I need people to see this. Like, this is the stuff that's going on in my life right now. So I definitely wanted to show more of me, which I'm trying to do more on social media. Like, I really want people to see, like, this is really who I am. I'm not just like some lady who writes crazy books about crazy characters. Like, I'm very entertaining. At least I think so.
You really are. And it's just like, it's very authentic. And for you to just be able to pick up a camera and just be yourself and people be engaged and entertained, that's not something everybody can do. But I tell you what, I was just like, yo, this girl is hilarious. So I hope that you continue to make that content so people can, get to know you behind the books. And, I be tuning in. So I really I enjoy it. I really do. So I hope you continue to do that. And I'll definitely put the link to your YouTube channel in the description of this podcast. So
thank you.
I had to ask you about that because I'm like, girl, you know what? Let me tell you, the one that really had me hollering was when you did the one you was reading your old stories.
Yeah,
that one had me hollering. Like, your commentary to your younger self was hilarious. So yeah, please continue to do that. And y'all, if y'all watching, just go ahead and tune in and watch the video. Y'all see what I'm saying. So what do you have planned in your career, your writing career, within the next year as far as projects go?
Okay, so this October I will be at Books on the Ground in Texas. I'm super excited about that. So if anybody gonna be in Texas, October 16th to the 20th, find me. Okay, I will be selling all my books. I will be at, what is it called? Chocolate City Festival in April next year. I'm super excited about that too. And I'm also going to be releasing, hopefully my plan is to release my 5th book in February. It is going to be a supernatural thriller. Okay. So that's new for me. But I'm super excited. I could actually give a little synopsis, a short thing about it. So it's called The Town That Hates Us. It's about these 5 friends who go on a road trip and end up in a sundown town and they can't get out. So so that's why I want to release that at least by February, because that's the time that people need to read it.
Oh, Black History Month?
Yes.
Girl.
I need them to read it. Because it's like, it is supernatural because the town thrives on Black debt. So they got something coming to them. So, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Now, you've done in-person author events before, right?
Yes.
What do you like about doing those?
I just like the engagement, because a lot of times sometimes people are afraid to like leave comments or like DM you if they've read your book, and that's understandable. You don't really know how people are going to react. Listen, DM me, I don't care. We can laugh about it, talk about it. It is what it is. Right. But I do love the engagement and just people showing interest in my books, because there are times where I do feel like discouraged, where I'm like, oh my God, nobody likes me. But I've gotten past that. Right. So like the last event that I did, I think it was the Harlem Book Fest last year. It was the most amazing book festival that I did. I sold out almost all of my books, and people were just like really engaging and just wanted to get to know me as just Kimberly, and not necessarily just not only about my book. So it was really good.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I am starting to get into the in-person book signings, and again, anxiety with me, but I work through it. But the same things you enjoy, I enjoy. I don't feel like I'm a natural talker. I feel like I'm quite introverted, if I'm being honest.
I am as well.
Yeah, so it's just like, but when it comes to talking about your books
Mhm.
and something you worked hard on, something you're passionate about, and someone's interested. Like for me, it's just like, oh, well, if you like A, B, and C,
Exactly.
so it does do that. So I'm glad that you're doing those in-person events. I'm starting to really like them as well. But if y'all are in the area for the Boots on the Ground, that's in Texas.
Yes, in October.
And where's the Chocolate City one?
That's gonna be in Washington, D.C.
Oh, in D.C.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So y'all go to Kim's page, check out where she's gonna be. Go and meet her, buy a book, take a picture, all that good stuff. All right. So now we are going to get into Kim's new book called Say I Do. Okay. So I'm going to start by reading the synopsis of the book. And it reads, Ivy Edwards loved him like a prayer, fierce, blind, and all-consuming. She wasn't chasing a fairy tale. She was building a future, but love didn't save her. He betrayed her. Left with unanswered calls, a shattered ring, and a wedding no one will walk down the aisle for, she didn't just break. She unraveled thread by bloody thread, and still she wants him back. But wanting him doesn't mean forgiveness. It means remaking the story by any means necessary. She's rewriting vows in venom and silence. She's making peace with a version of herself who doesn't beg. She burns. This isn't about heartbreak. It's about obsession, and Ivy's not here to let go. She's here to make sure no one else holds on to what's hers.
Oh, Lord.
Now,
he did that.
girl. First, let me say, it was unexpected in the best way, okay? I knew what I was stepping into because I know the genre you write. However, I'm just like, every time I turn, I'm like, what? What? It was like, I was like, this lady is not gonna stop. So I have my notes here. So I put that this book brings to light a lot of common mental health issues that are a lot of times swept under the rug. Can you tell us some of the issues the mental health issues this story addresses, and why you chose to put them in there?
Okay. So with Ivy, she definitely experienced a lot of abandonment issues, just from father, past relationships, and she never really dealt with it. She kind of just moved on with life, then met someone new here, and then never really dealing with the emotion of being abandoned. Many people experience that, and they never really address how they feel. And rather than addressing that specific feeling of feeling abandoned, feeling like they're alone, they act out in ways they get angry. And they're not necessarily angry. It's just that these things have happened to me, and now this is the only way I can show how I feel, rather than just saying, yo, I'm sad, I feel like nobody cares, things like that. And also it does touch on, the sense of grooming, meeting an older man and thinking, oh, he loves me and this and that and the third. I've had friends in the past who were dating older men, and I used to be like, girl, no. And I'm like, so even when I was in high school, when I was 15, I had a friend she was also 15, messing with a 25-year-old. I was like, girl, he needs to be in prison. So even with that experience, and I was like, okay, I let me pull from that as well, because she was in love with this older man. And I used to tell her, I was like, girl, you're gonna get in trouble. We were like kids.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, you're gonna get in trouble. And eventually they did get in trouble, and her father beat his ass. But I digress. Okay.
Well,
and I was just like, a lot of those things people don't realize, it sticks with you if you don't address it. And that's why I think therapy is so important, because you don't realize something is bothering you until you get a certain age and people are looking at you like, girl, what is wrong with you?
Right.
what's the issue? Like, what's the problem? And it's like they're conscious of it, but then they're not at the same time. And
Right.
then they turn to rage, anger, obsessive, fighting, stalking. It's like, all right, now you doing a little bit too much. And then
Yes.
when you address it with them, like if you have a friend that you try to address the situation with them, they don't want to listen. And it's like, what else can you do?
Right.
And it's like you get to a point as a friend where you're like, you know what? I did my best. I'm gonna have to wash my hands with this situation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to deal with that on your own.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Now, as I don't want to say crazy, because crazy is not the word I want to use, as engaging as this story was, I do applaud you for bringing those issues to light, because even though this is fictional, like you said, they're actually real issues that people deal with. And like I said, I don't want to use the word crazy. I know that's not the right word to use. However, there's one part where I have to say I thought was crazy. So I have to say this. And I don't know if this is a spoiler, or I don't think it's too much of a spoiler. But when Ivy went into their bedroom and picked up the girl's drawers.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now to me that was crazy.
Yes, it was definitely giving unhinged behavior, because what the hell was that?
I was like, wait a minute, and smelled, girl.
Yes, I was
Smell-
like, oh yeah.
And
So,
put
like,
'em-
even with that, see,
Now, like I said, I don't want to, but that right there, if there was any part where I could say, okay, that's crazy, that I think that would have been it. All right. So one thing I really appreciate that you did with this book is at the end, you put discussion questions. So
yes,
I pulled the first 3 for us to have a discussion about it, if that's cool with you.
yeah, of course.
Okay. So, and I apologize if some of this may be spoilers for someone. So if you don't want any spoilers, you may want to stop now. But if you don't mind spoilers, keep on listening. All right. So the first question is, how much of Ivy's obsession was rooted in past abandonment, and how much was rooted in control? Now, let me say, I feel like all of her, I would say the majority of her obsessions was rooted in abandonment. And I say that not really knowing much about, psychology and whatever, how things work. But I think that things that happen to you when you are a child is where, that develops when you're in that developmental phase in your life. I feel like that is what really molds you into who you become as an adult. So I think that abandonment probably was the first piece that started for where she, for where she ended up. And as far as her control, I think that because she had the abandonment is what led to her wanting to control what goes on in her life, who stays in her life.
Exactly.
Like, she wants to control that because she couldn't control that before. I'm on the right.
Yes, you are. You are. Actually, really are.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Anything? So like, even with social work and stuff like that, when I talk to clients, I'm always addressing, like, tell me about how you grew up. What was your life like with your parents? Did you have any boyfriends or girlfriends? Things like that. Like, what were those relationships like? Because what you tell me, based on that, I'm going to be able to determine why you're reacting to certain things now this way. Right? So, like, for example, at work, I do an anger management group. And a lot of the times, the things that we talk about is like, where do we learn anger from?
Mm.
You know, when we were growing up, how did our parents react to anger? Like, do you guys think that how your parents react to anger is how you react to anger now, and why? You know, like those are the questions I try to ask, so that they can get a better understanding of why they react that way. Because a lot of times they're like, oh, I just get mad, people trigger me. Okay,
Mm.
let's talk about that trigger. Like, where does
Right.
that come from? You know, because
Right.
you can't, things don't just trigger you out of nowhere. It stems from something. So that's also what I wanted to show with Ivy, because this abandonment issue didn't just show up out of nowhere. It didn't start from when she was like young, messing with this older man. It started from her father
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
him just not being around.
Right.
Even with the whole incident that happened to her, and he never came to see her or anything like that.
Right.
So he was just gone, you know, things like that. So I really wanted to show how, you know, she's reacting this way because she never dealt with those issues. And then with the control, you're absolutely right. She wants to control what happens in her life. Who stays, who goes.
Right.
And you're not going anywhere. It's basically what she's saying.
That's what she said. That's what she said. All right. So the next question deals with the object of Ivy's obsession, Damon. Okay, so you have the question, considering Damon's manipulation and lies, was he the victim or just another villain? I feel like he was another villain.
He absolutely was.
He was a villain
Yeah.
because he knew good and GD well that he did not want to be with that woman. He
Mm-hmm.
strung her along pretty much until the last payment was made.
Mm-hmm.
Strung her along, and then he was already dealing with someone else for like the 6 months previous. So
Exactly.
yeah, he is a villain. And you know what they say, burn my buttons or whatever they say, burn my buns, whatever they say. I don't know the saying, but you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
When he
Yes.
when he went to get that ring back,
Uh-huh.
and he spent the night with her. Girl, I was
You have brought the worst out of her after that.
I was hot. I was just like, you know, I already think what I think about you, Sir Damon. Okay, I already think what I think about
Mhm.
you. But it's just like, to me, of course it was like manipulation, but I was like, what is he really after? Like, what is he trying to do?
Exactly.
I didn't
Because I
know.
feel like it's like he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it too. I feel like that was also a part of it as well, because he knows that she wanted him so bad. He's like, oh, I know
Yeah.
she gonna let me in.
Yeah. And that was
And then right before that, you had an argument with your girl, so you're like, you know what? Let me go over here and do this and do that. No,
Yep.
now look at
Yep.
you.
Yep. 2 cakes. He was having 2 cakes.
Okay.
So it was just like, for real, like from the very beginning, to me, it was like I could tell he was about to be a dirtbag. I just could tell that he was about. I could just tell. I'm like, it's something not right about him, and like the way you introed the story with like the hesitation, talking about the wedding and stuff. I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. But he definitely was not innocent. He was definitely not a victim.
At all.
He was completely manipulative, and I can't say everything that happened was deserved. I won't say that, but I'm just saying that he definitely was not a victim. He
At
was
all.
a
Mhm.
victimizer.
Yes.
For sure. Okay, let me see. Next question. Did Camille become the monster she was chasing, or was she already one from the beginning? Okay, so if you haven't read the book, Camille, and yeah, this is definitely a spoiler. Camille, I have to say who it is now. Camille is the woman that Damon left Ivy for. So the question of, and some stuff happens with Camille, did she become a monster? Was she already the monster, or did she become a monster? She was already a monster. She was, in my opinion, these are all my opinions, she was already a monster.
Honestly, I agree with you. She was.
Okay. And I say that because she was plotting this from way before, like from day the first. Like she was already in her mind of how, like I don't know how I'm gonna get back at this person, but I'm gonna get back at this person. And she was completely manipulative. She was the most manipulative person in the book. She really was. I'm like, wait a
When
minute.
you read it, you think, oh, she's such a nice person. Like, she wants to be friends. I'm like, don't nobody want to be friends that bad.
No, that's the thing I was saying. I was just like, because I know the nature of the book, and I was just like, she is way too friendly. She is ignoring too many red flags. Like, what is going on? And then when she ran over her friend, like, girl wasn't it gonna go to the hospital?
Yeah.
What happened? What you mean? What happened? Girl, like to me, she was the most manipulative one out of the three. She really was, because her stuff was silent.
Yes.
Like that, and to me, that's like the most dangerous type of person, when you absolutely do not see it coming. They put on a front like they're okay. At least with Ivy and her obsession,
she was upfront with it a little bit.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You knew something was kind of off with her, so you just like, you kind of had an expectation that she was going to do something. But Camille, you didn't see that coming at all, and that's dangerous.
Yes,
that's the most dangerous type. So let me see. Yeah, she was already the monster from the beginning. Girl, you're gonna make me. We should go back to the rest of these questions.
Listen, I'm here for it. Let's discuss.
Yeah, let me see. I have the book. So let's see. Could things have gone differently if someone had truly helped Ivy heal? Let me see.
So for me, I personally feel, in a way, because the thing about it is, you can get all the help that you need, but if somebody treats you like this, some people just snap. And it's like, yes, I went to therapy, I did everything I was supposed to do, I learned all the coping skills and stuff like that, but this man played me.
Yeah.
So it's like, maybe she would not have went as far,
right,
as to some of the stuff that she did, but I definitely think she would have did something petty.
I agree with you. I agree with you for that, because sometimes I feel like you are who you are at the root. At the end of the day, the root of who you are is who you are. You know, you may have an anger problem, like you're saying. Just because you learn how to control your anger doesn't mean people can't make you angry. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying? So I think that I agree with you that something, she still would have done something.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Was Alexander's death satisfying or tragic? Consider his role in grooming Ivy and manipulating both women. Was his ending enough? Do I think it was satisfying or tragic? I don't think it was satisfying. I think it was more tragic, because I feel like he didn't have an opportunity to suffer with what he did. It's like, as soon as she came back into his life, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted him to suffer, because all those years he didn't think about that girl. He lived his life. He made his money. He did whatever he wanted. He was, throwing like everything. He didn't suffer at all. So to me, that wasn't satisfying in the realms of this story. I wanted him to suffer a little bit.
Yeah. I also think that it was tragic because of who killed him. Yes.
Yeah, now that was a twist.
Yeah.
That was, yeah, I was just like...
It's like, she did this whole thing because she loved her brother.
Yeah.
And then to find out that the other man that you loved so dearly and looked up to was the reason for his death.
Right.
And now I have to pick sides.
Right.
And she chose.
Yeah. Whew, child. Okay, let me see. Next question. It says, also, was his ending enough? I think it was enough, because he really didn't need to. He was not a good person, so I feel like he got what happened. He got what needed to happen. Next question. Does this story suggest that love and obsession are one and the same or completely different? Where is the line between wanting someone and needing to control them? So first question, are love and obsession one and the same or completely different? That's a hard question. Because I feel like to love someone, you kind of got to be obsessed with it or them, or whatever it is in a way. Because how else can you love them?
So for me personally, I don't want nobody to be obsessed with me. Because, and the reason I say that is because I watch too much crime fiction stuff, true crime. I watch the news and I see all the nonsense that be going on with these men and women unaliving their partners. Please don't be obsessed with me.
Right.
Because it's like, yes, I want somebody to love me like hard, but not too hard to the point. If I decide I can't be in this relationship no more, you gonna try to unalive me because I don't want you, you know?
Right.
So there is a sense that you do have to have like that little bit of obsession. Like I really care and love this person. Like I want to be with them. But then there's a certain extent. Like I need you to stop right there.
Right. Right.
Because I watch, like, even in the news with all of these couples unaliving each other, and I'm like, oh my, I don't never want to be in love that bad.
Right.
Then I have to physically harm somebody and they end up deceased. Like, please now.
Yeah. It reminds me of so this was back in the day. Chris Rock had a comedy special, and he said, if you ain't never wanted to unalive somebody, you ain't been in love. And I never forgot that. I was like, how do you get there? Like, I ain't never wanted to do that to nobody. Like, I ain't never wanted to do that. But it was just like that love emotion. Once it's, I could see how it could get there. I've never felt that way, but it's just like
people love really hard.
Yeah, when you hurt them or you play with their feelings, unhealed.
There's no telling what they gonna do.
They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. So I think we can, I guess, agree that love and obsession are different. But you need a little bit of obsession and love. Do you agree with that?
A little? Yes, I do think you need a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
All right.
Not full blown.
No. Nobody. No. Where is the line between wanting someone and needing to control them? That's an interesting question as well. Where is the line? I don't think they're the same. I don't think they're even in the same category. Wanting someone and wanting to control them. Like, no, I think. Go ahead.
Because it's like, why do you want to control this person? Like, you want them, you want to be with them. Why control who they are and the way that they move? You knew who they were when you met them. You know, sometimes you meet somebody and they could switch a year later. So I could get that. But like, me personally, I don't want to be in a position where I'm with someone where I need to control them. If I need to control your every movement, we don't need to be together. Because that means there's something I need to figure out with myself, why I feel like I need to control this person, where he go, what he do, who he speak to. That's crazy. Yeah. Because I don't want nobody doing that to me.
No.
So I definitely think they're definitely not in the same category. You can want someone without trying to control them every movement.
Correct. And to circle that back into the story, Ivy definitely wanted to control Damon. She definitely was like, no, we're still getting married. You know what I mean? I'm like, girl, you done seen this man done told you this. He done left. He done did everything. You done met the girl. And she's like, no, my wedding. So it was just like, definitely a control thing with Ivy for sure. Let's see. How did money and power influence the relationships in this story? Would Camille and Damon have worked if her father wasn't Alexander Kingsley? So first question, how did money and power influence the relationships in the story? It definitely had a big influence for Damon because that is what started him looking somewhere else because he wanted more for his career. He wanted to do more. He wanted to be more. He think he deserved more. He saw his way in by means of dating the daughter, and he took it. So that had a really big influence on him. But I will say this about the Damon character, that I feel like if it wasn't Camille, I feel like he would have did something else.
Anyway. It would have been somebody,
yeah, just based on his personality. I feel like it just would have been something else. But definitely his influence was power, money, control, motivated. He wanted to get somewhere for sure. You have anything you want to add to that?
So like, even with that, I was just thinking, like, I feel like both him and Camille were using each other. Like, you know, he's using her to get on top. She's using him to get to Ivy.
Yep.
So they were never ever going to be together either way.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but like, even with the money and power thing, yeah, Damon, even if it wasn't Camille, it would have been somebody else. Or a different way. He would have figured it out. So
sure. Okay, what Camille and Damon would have worked if her father wasn't Alexander Kingsley. No, I don't think so, because that was the whole purpose behind it. So definitely not. Okay, and the last questions you have here is: was Ivy ever redeemable? Did she have a real chance at healing, or was her fate sealed long before Damon left? We kind of touched on her being redeemed earlier, as far as like if she would have gotten help. I think that she could have been a little bit, redeemed.
I definitely think if she did get some, the thing about healing is a lot of people don't really finish healing. Like, we're always going to be growing and healing from things that have hurt us in the past. But I do think if she had gotten the help that she needed, she would have maybe had a different mindset on how she went about things. Like I said before, she still would have did something, but she wouldn't have did all the things that she did. Like, yeah, I think she still would have did something, but I feel like she wouldn't have went as far as she did.
Yeah, I'm talking about she didn't care about her friend circle or nothing, child.
She was,
I thought something was going to happen to her mama the way she was going. I really did, because the mom was like, we got to call the cops. I'm like, oh, Lord, please don't let her know that the mama going to call the cops. I thought, because the way things were dropping, I'm like, yo. Yeah. I said, please, not the mama.
I know, right? The thing, I feel like with moms, they know their child. They know. They're like, listen, I know I love my child, but we're not gonna do this no more.
Right. So that was the last question. So in closing, say I do. This is my review. If you like crime, thrillers, suspense, anxiety, unexpected twists and turns, all of that, I definitely recommend this book, because it will twist and turn in ways you really don't see coming. Like, I really didn't see a lot of that stuff coming, especially, the friend circle situation.
Yeah.
And the way that it ended, definitely didn't see that coming. So really, like you said earlier, your stories ain't gonna have no happy ending, because nobody had a happy ending there. So it's just like, but I feel like, again, you do a really great job telling the story, showing the characters. I felt like I knew the personalities of the characters, so I'm like, okay, this person would do that, this person wouldn't do that. And I'm like, okay, I really felt as if I was in that world as I was reading it. So that's important for me, because I have to be able to visualize what I'm reading. So I feel like you did a great job, and congratulations on it, y'all. And if you could now that I'm looking at the cover, girl, is this blood on the flowers?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Is that a knife? Wait, is that a...
Yes, it's blood on the bouquet.
Can you tell us where we can get Say I Do?
Say I Do is available on Amazon, on Kindle Unlimited, on my website. I also have a Say I Do book box available on my website as well. I have some goodies in there for y'all. So please go on my website and get that.
Absolutely. So that's the end of the book discussion. Man, this was a ride. Okay. All right, so we are going to move into the last part of the podcast, and you know we got to play a game. Last time Kim was here, we played Urban Trivia, and we just going to spin the block on Urban Trivia. So I always ask to try to get to 5 correct.
Okay.
And I'm going to shuffle because I don't know the last time I even opened these cards, but let's go. Okay. First question, and I'm sorry if I asked these questions to you before. I don't remember.
Let's see if I remember the answers.
Whether you like them or not, your mama or granny made you eat these 2 things on New Year's Day. Was it A, mac and cheese, B, black-eyed peas and greens, C, ribs and beans, or D, chips and dip?
Okay, so I'm Jamaican, but I'm going to take a guess that it's B.
Black-eyed peas?
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely. Okay.
All right, so that's 1 down.
That's 1. All right. Next question. On the show Wayans Brothers, what was the name of pop singing group? Did you ever watch the...
I have, yes.
Okay. Is it A, the Temptones, B, Pops and the Family Stone, C, the Temps, or D, Pops and the Rolling Stones?
Damn, I ain't watched that show in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna guess. Is it Pops and the Rolling Stones?
It is not.
Damn.
Guess
What
again.
was it?
Guess again.
Okay. Wait, read them again to me. Read the A through C.
Okay, you got A, the Temptones, B, Pops and the Family Stone, or C, the Temps.
The Temptones?
Is the Temptones.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. That's 2 questions down.
Okay.
Third one. On the show Fresh Prince, what was the name of the fast food restaurant Ashley Banks worked at? Was it A, Skippity D Dog, B, Dippity Doo Dog, C, Dopity Doo Dog, or D, Hippity D Dog?
It was B.
Definitely, yes. I wish you would have just stopped me so I didn't have to finish saying them. B, absolutely. So that's 3. Okay. Number 4. On the show Martin, what was his name once he joined the cult?
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Okay, you know it?
Okay, read them to me. Let me see.
Okay. Is it A, Brother Dynamite, B, Brother Polite, C, Brother Rock, or D, Brother Shaquille Sunflower?
Brother Shaquille Sunflower.
Where did he even get that from?
No idea.
Okay. And the last one. Okay. Finish the phrase. And if you know it, give it to me with a little bit of attitude if you know it.
Okay.
Finish the phrase. Don't come for me. A, until I come for you. B, period, poo. C, unless I send for you. Or D, none of the above.
Don't come for me unless I send for you.
Okay, that is it. And you can just add the period poo at the end.
Poo.
So that is it. You got all 5. That was good. That is good. All right. So this is the end of the podcast. Do you have anything that you would like to add before we go?
Yes, follow me on Instagram at I am K Powell. My TikTok is K Powell Writes. My YouTube is I am K Powell, or you can put in K Powell. Look me up. I'm gonna start making more videos again. I took a break though. But yes, please read Say I Do, and go if you haven't read Show You No Mercy yet, go back and read that as well. I have a lot more things coming. Thank you for those who have supported me. Thank you to you too as well. I can't wait for our next interview. It's gonna be fun.
Yes, yes, yes. All
Yeah.
right. So thank you again for joining, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Yes.
Girl, yeah, that that scene with the draws,
Yeah, ciao.
that was it for me. I'm like, you know what? You win.